Welcome to Living Field, a podcast that brings you updates from the farm here in South Wales. I'm Polly Davies, one of the farmers here at Slade Farm. In today's episode, we're taking you on a journey through our very wet Arable Plant Day. This was a special event which was held to celebrate and learn about the UK's rarest wild plants that grow naturally in fields with crops. This event is part of our work with the Nature Networks project, a 2-year programme supported by the Heritage Fund's Nature Network funding. The goal is simple but important: to bring back rare arable plants, wildflowers and plants that used to grow in farm fields but are now disappearing very quickly. In fact, 18 of the 25 most rapidly declining plant species in the UK are now only found in unsprayed arable land where farmers grow crops like wheat, oats and beans. At Slade Farm, we grow our cereal crops in an organic way without using chemicals. This year, we've got about 10 fields of different sizes in cereal crops across the farm. Because we don't use chemicals, our crops get their nitrogen or the nutrition they need through a crop rotation. A crop rotation is when you change what's in your field across a number of years. Here at Slade Farm, we would grow 2 years of cereals, followed by about 5 years of a grass-clover mix. And when the fields are in that mix, the fields get grazed by cattle or sheep. This break helps the soil recover and stay healthy, so it's ready for future cereal crops. As part of the project, we're also doing something a bit more special. We're leaving about a metre strip width round the edges of our fields. We've cultivated these strips, which means we've prepared the soil, but we don't plant anything in them. By doing this, it gives the rare plants a chance to grow naturally from the seeds already hidden in the soil, what's known as the seed bank. In this episode, you'll hear voices from farmers, ecologists and experts as we walk around the fields together and discuss what's growing and why it matters. We'll start with Julian. Julian Woodman is an expert at arable plants, and he works for Natural Resources Wales. He's been hugely helpful to us on this project and helped us identify many of the rare species that we've got around the farm.
I've been interested in arable for quite a number of years, it's nice to find surprises now and again.
What's the good things? What do you think? What plant we see today that's been really exciting?
Well, so we've seen things like sharp-leaved Llewellyn, which is special. Stinking Chamomile.
Yeah.
All these plants have declined a lot in the last 30 years.
Trying to max them.
Yeah. So and we saw a variety of commoner species as well. Things like field woundworts and cornspurry. All these things are typical arable plants.
Yeah.
You don't have to know what they are, as long as you can see they're different and you can recognise the variety. That's great.
Yeah.
And I know when we bumped into school children, they've been so enthusiastic and good at spotting stuff as well, because they're closer to the ground. They got good eyes.
The school children were amazing. Yeah, that was really fun. It was very good. We're now going to hear from the other attendees who came on the day and quizzing them on what they've learned. Hello, Alexis. Thank you for coming today. If you could just say why you decided to come, who you work for, and what have you got out to today?
So I work for Natural Resources Wales as the local conservation officer for Cardiff and Vale.
Yeah.
Obviously the Vale has a lot of arable land and we have some really important arable weeds. So I came along today to just learn a bit more so that I've got better knowledge and I can work with farmers across the Vale to help create places for nature.
Super. So what have you seen today?
So today we've seen...
Don't worry, give me one.
I was going to go for the cornsberry.
Yeah, the cornsberry's good.
We've seen some redshank. We've seen some scarlet pimpernel.
Yeah.
We've just found the Stinking Chamomile, which is a really good one for the Vale, Julian was just saying.
Yeah.
So that's great to see.
Yeah.
We've been talking a lot about how you've been managing the crops as well to deal with things like charlock and whether you use mechanical weeding, and actually how the important arable weeds are under the main crop as well, and how you're balancing that.
Yeah, balancing making money and biodiversity.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
that's true. Right, perfect, thank you.
My name's George. I work for the National Trust in Pembrokeshire, and just decided to come because it's always useful to kind of share ideas and learn about the way that other people manage habitats.
What are you doing in Pembrokeshire?
So we've got a number of farms across North Pembrokeshire with really important arable flora.
Yeah.
So working with tenant farmers and graziers to manage them in a kind of sympathetic way that delivers for nature and for farming, as well as kind of managing a small number of sites ourselves, specifically for some very rare species.
What's your biggest challenges on it, do you think? Or biggest challenge?
Probably in Pembrokeshire, the biggest challenge is just the nature of the fields.
Yeah.
They're very small, fragmented little pockets of arable habitat, and getting farmers to plough fields that are maybe an acre,
Yeah, challenging.
and make money and deliver for nature
Yeah.
in that tiny amount of space is really difficult.
Yeah, I think we find that an acre difficult. And getting a combine in for an acre is a real pain in the arse.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah, so that's probably the biggest challenge.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah.
Get a National Trust branded combine.
Yes, that's the solution, definitely.
Right, brilliant, thank you.
Yep, so I'm Di, I'm a freelance ecologist based in Swansea. I guess I'm here just to learn more about farming with biodiversity in mind.
Yeah.
I've got heaps out of it already. I've got some really good plant ID going on.
What's your favourite one you've seen?
Oh, I love a fumitory.
Oh, there we go. I
That's
like
so
fumitories.
pretty.
Yeah, they are pretty. What do fumitories look like?
Oh, that's really difficult. They're just very sort of sprawly, and they've got long pink flowers, and they're just really pretty.
They're quite delicate, aren't they? So they're
Yeah.
quite delicate, and they sort of go along the ground. And then you've got the pink flowers, are sort of almost like individual bits, aren't they?
I think they're like little mini trumpets.
Oh yeah, yeah, very nice. What? How do you think we can get more farmers to do what we're doing? Do you think it's financial support, or it's just talking about it more? Oh my God,
Yeah,
the weather.
it's probably both. Absolutely financial support financial support.
Yeah.
But also just showing farmers what you've done.
Yeah.
So that they can see that it's real and it actually works. And I think, that farmer to farmer conversation is really important.
Yes, yeah, it's a challenge. I don't know whether that many would come today. It's very wet. So
I'm impressed with so many, to be honest.
yeah, I know, enthusiasm on the weather, isn't it? So
Yeah, absolutely.
perfect. Thank you.
Amazingly, we did have a couple of farmers come to the event besides ourselves, which was fantastic. We had Ollie and Susanna, who are both farmed separately in West Wales. So we'll just hear from them and see what they got out of it as well.
So I'm really interested in biodiversity.
What's your name?
My name's Susanna. I'm from Llangeitho in Ceredigion, and I've come today to.
And you're a farmer.
I'm a farmer. I'm a new entrant farmer, so I'm only just setting up my farm, but I've harvested my first spring wheat crop last year.
Nice.
And I'm in organic conversion. I'm really interested in supporting biodiversity on the farm, and I'm really keen to see what Polly's able to support down here.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting learning about how she's managing biodiversity as well as getting great crops off her fields.
Yeah, making money and doing biodiversity. That's the trick, isn't it, with farmers? Yeah. How would you encourage other farmers like yourself? Because it's a big jump to go from just grassland into arable. What do you think is the biggest things you've learned? Because I think you've only done it this year.
So I got my own cows this winter, and one thing I was really proud of was having my own straw for them. And all the farmers near me whinge about the prices of straw. I think that's
Nice.
really important part of having a mixed farm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a really tangible thing that we don't talk about enough, I think, about trying to make yourself so self-sufficient. I mean, straw is good when it's your own, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Mine tend to eat it as well.
Yes,
so many
they love
reasons.
it. They love it.
I'm Ollie. I farm up in Ceredigion, mixed farming, and I suppose we've been growing arable now for perhaps 15 years.
You've got eggs, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, we grow cereal to try and, we really aim for a closed loop farming system. So we want to grow the cereal to feed for the hens, and we've got the straw for the cattle.
Yeah. How do you think we can encourage other farmers to do what we're doing? Because you're organic as well, aren't you? So it's quite bespoke, and I bet you're a bit like us in the way that you're a bit of an island.
Yeah, definitely. How do you encourage farmers? Oh, that's quite difficult.
It is difficult.
That is really difficult because there's no. It's difficult to find a market for small scale arable.
Yeah, agreed. It's better. I think when I'm telling other farmers, I feel like it's a risk reduction. That if if you can get this knowledge up, you get free straw. I.e., it's not free, but then you also get the barley or the wheat to feed their pregnant ewes or the cows.
You should just want. You should. It should be in your interest to have a resilient farm system.
Yeah.
You're not going to be subject to.
Because we can't do anything about commodity prices, I always think, and it's just trying to solve that one. But I don't know. It's a hard sell, though, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's like historically, I think our grandparents, they all had a bit of arable, and I feel like that's gone. I don't know whether that's true or not.
Yeah, definitely. It is. People are just wanting to specialise in livestock, or not grow the cereal. And like you say, it's funny how you said the skills of actually using a combine and. That's going. Even the small combines now. I mean, they're not making any more of the small combines, and once they've, they're just not there anymore.
Well, what have you got in combine terms?
I've got a very unusual combine. It's a JF, so it actually hitches onto the tractor.
Oh, nice.
So it's perfect for small scale arable. So it's got a 10-foot cut, and I can just hitch it onto a tractor.
Wow,
yeah, it's amazing. I think it might be the only combine of its type in the UK.
Wow, so you must be pretty good at fixing it then.
Yeah, that is the thing.
Yeah,
keep it going.
Yeah, that's really cool. So what's it called again?
It's a JF wraparound combine.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's brilliant.
As well as a group of farmers, we also had a team of technical experts from the Welsh Government, and it was really interesting to get their insights.
Hi, I'm Danielle Everett from Welsh Government. We came today because we're trying to learn all about the different habitats, what the farmer needs, and just to see how you work as well.
Yeah. What's your favourite thing you've seen today besides the rain?
Just seeing all the different variety of weeds, it's something that you don't really think about. So just seeing them and actually to know their names and the different things and how they help the environment and the biodiversity that it supports as well.
It's quite difficult identifying them, but it's quite useful knowing they're there, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And just obviously you mentioned the app as well, just knowing things like that and listening to your enthusiasm also passes on a little bit of enthusiasm to yourself as well.
Oh, I'll take that. Thank you very much. What do you think?
Catherine Jarrett from Welsh Government. Yeah, exactly the same as Danny, here to learn more about the arable because we don't have a lot of it in Mid Wales.
Yeah.
Very enthusiastic leader for the day, so thank you, Polly.
No problem.
It's just really interesting seeing how you work it in your setup here as opposed as an organic farmer as opposed to those that are heavily should we say, on the fertiliser and that way. So it's just interesting to see what species you have and learning more.
Can you remember any of them you've seen? Right, cornsberry.
Yes, Scarlet Pimpernel, cornsberry.
Nice. Oh, you knew them before.
Fat hen. What else have we seen?
Sunsbird,
we've seen a bit of borage out there as well.
Yeah.
What else did we see?
Charlotte.
Yeah, a lot of Charlotte. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, no, well done, guys. Yeah. I think that sounds like...
Oh, it's speedbound. Well, it was speedbound.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. Tristan, thank you for coming. But you just said something really clever about who you're talking to. So can you say that again?
Yeah, well, I live in Cardiff and I was talking to a friend who's probably in his early 30s, and I was saying that I was visiting an arable farm tomorrow. And he immediately responded and asked, what is an arable farm? So obviously I had to explain, and it just shows potentially a lack of knowledge around wider agriculture.
Yeah, and it's normal, isn't it? Because we're in farming, we're in this bubble where we think everyone knows everything, but actually the word arable doesn't necessarily mean much to lots of people.
Tristan's point there is a really good one. Public engagement and sharing stories like this is so important. Most people don't understand what farming really involves, even though everyone relies on it. Every meal comes from a farm somewhere, and helping people understand how food farming and nature is all connected is the key. Many people care about the environment, but to make a real difference, we need to help them connect their care to their everyday choices, like spending a little more on organic oats or beans in the shop. It's this extra support that really can help farmers make the switch to sustainable practices that benefits both people and the planet. Well, I hope you've enjoyed our look at our Arable Plant Day here at Slade Farm. A huge thank you to Julian and all our other guests, and of course the Heritage Fund and the Welsh Government for supporting the work. We'll be holding another Arable Plant farm walk on Saturday the 12th of July, so if you're keen, please come along. We'd love to have you. Well, that's all, folks. I hope you've enjoyed our latest farm ramble. Until next time, goodbye.